Hello again in this video clip series. My journey to God in a very secularized world. We're finishing up the second of 4 meditations given by Don Stephen Gobi in 2003 before more than 200 priests and more than 10 bishops. In 2003, when there was beginning to be quite a division in the movement and people going away and so on. Even to the point that in the next meditation we will write, Don Stephen Gobi will even talk about the Gideon's battle against the Midianites in the book of Judges chapter 7. And he talked about only a remnant of the movement will be ready for the heroic climb of Calvary up to the end. But with this remnant, Our Lady will obtain her triumph. So we're ending up here in his meditation here. He continues, Don Stephen Gobi says, Brother priests, Our Lady leads us to holiness. But this holiness we do not see because she does not show it to us. So in this life you will see your shortcomings, your limits, your faults. But in heaven you will contemplate amazed the sanctity that the Immaculate Heart of Mary has built in your priestly life. Brothers, then you see, in the period of the crisis of faith, Our Lady leads us to the witness of faith. At a time when many priests live according to the world, she makes you live according to Christ. Then she makes you to the perfection of love. How our love should be, I will develop in the meditation, the next meditation on Friday in that year. For now, I gather myself in prayer. These days are days of great prayer and of great silence. In her Immaculate Heart, you will solve all your problems. You will find an answer to your difficulties. In her Immaculate Heart, you will find comfort, strength, and renew your priesthood and give trust, hope in the difficult times that we live. We have taken up the walk with her on the road to Calvary, following our first priest, the Holy Father, who is going up slowly until he reaches his personal immolation. Let us entrust ourselves with the momentum of children in the arms of our Heavenly Mother, and let us experience the joy of becoming smaller and smaller to the point of disappearing in her heart. She came looking for the little ones, so that in this way God obtains his victory. As the Psalm says, Psalm 8 says, By the mouth of babes and infants thou hast founded a bulwark because of thy foes, to still the enemy and the avenger. And Gobi continues, the great host that Satan has formed will be defeated and destroyed by the voice of babes and infants. That is, the voice of children, those who have no voice, who know only to cry when they are hungry, when they are tired. It will be our prayer done with Mary. She needs this prayer. For this reason, the Pope urged the Church in the year of the Rosary to pray with Mary with this prayer, so that it might become strong and powerful, the voice of these little children, which rises to God, being strengthened by the voice of our Heavenly Mother. And he finishes here with some words of our Pope John Paul II at Fatima in the year 2000. He says, Father, to you I offer praise. For what you have hidden from the learned and the clever, you have revealed to the merest children. Father, to you I offer praise for all your children, from the Virgin Mary, your humble servant, to the little shepherds, Francesco and Jacinta. And then Gobi finishes by saying, Father, to you I offer praise for these very dear priests, brothers of mine, who are here today, because they are your little ones privileged by you. So be it. And he finishes by saying, Praise be Jesus Christ. Don Stephen Gobi. And when I published this, I also added a few more words at the end of this meditation, which I will offer you now. So I continue by saying, Dear friends, as always, it is very important in these times of great confusion, when even Catholic bishops are no longer in agreement about the fundamentals of our faith and morals, to not only pray much and to study the Catechism of the Catholic Church for adults, but to keep our eyes open so as not to fall into the beautiful lies of Satan presented as if they were the truth. I would like to offer a few interesting things I recently read across, as well as a recent experience in my diocese, so as to help us to continue to scratch our heads without falling asleep spiritually, as so many of in the Catholic Church have done today. It is much easier to embrace the philosophy of life, ignorance is bliss, than to struggle every day to be aware of the wolf disguised as a lamb, who leads us astray in the most hidden and subtle and alluring ways. If we do not persevere in this fatigue of trying to unmask the disguised traps of our enemy, we will surely fall into them, even while believing that all is okay and fine, without looking back to see if all is okay, really okay and fine, according to the true teachings of the magisterium of the Church. This struggle is especially important today, if the ones who should help us in this endeavor according to the God-given vocation, the fathers of the families, the priests, the bishops, are negligent in their duties, in warning the souls entrusted to them of the wolf in sheep's clothing. So many Catholic wives have followed the nice lies of secular feminism and concentrated on the faults of their husbands, instead of nurturing life in their husbands and giving the proper place to their husbands in the family according to the designs of God, inspiring their husbands in their God-given vocation, so as to be not only the provider for the family, but especially the protector of the family, especially at the spiritual level, in a time when Satan sows more beautiful lies than ever before, especially by way of the television. How many husbands have such a wife who patiently inspires him in his vocation, so that he has the help and strength to persevere in such a contaminated world, so as to have the courage to say, "Let us turn off the television and let us pray the rosary," the spiritual television. Our Lady gave us a message gave us this message from the Blue Book. She says, the rosary, this was from the Pope Paul VI on the Angelus of October 3rd, 1976. Pope Paul VI said, the rosary is a popular prayer that we offer in a filial way to Our Lady, as Gianna Celi, Gate of Heaven. Turning to her, almost in familiar conversation, a repeated invocation, we allow ourselves to be introduced into the contemplation of the mysteries, that is, into the image of the history of salvation, meditated in the light of her presence. And she has us pass before the great scenes of the life of Jesus, as if they were superimposed on the humble events of our existence. It is a type of spiritual television, Pope Paul VI said. One of the greatest forces working to destroy the family and society is radical feminism. The goals of feminism are the destruction of patriarchy, control of reproduction, including contraception, abortion, and reproductive technologies, destruction of the fatherhead family with divorce and illegitimacy made normal, all women in the workforce, no man able to support his family, and free 24-hour daycare, destruction of all male institutions, total sexual liberation, including sex for children, homosexuality and bisexuality, destruction of worship of God as Father. You can read more about this in my article with the title Catholic Prophecy Today. Also, anyway, I'll continue here. The father is the head of the family, and the mother is the heart of the family. The heart is fundamentally important, but the decisions must be made with the head while listening to the heart. The father must distinguish objective truths from truths according to our feelings or sentiments. The same God who created us also gave us objective truth and laws for our true good, the 10 Commandments, not 10 suggestions. Christ said, I am the truth. He did not say, I am the custom, as St. Toribio said. When each father, priest, or bishop dies, God will ask each of them if they did everything they could to bring not only themselves, but each soul entrusted to them, according to the state in life, the vocation given to them by God, to heaven. May God bless you and Mary guide you.